Welcome to Frisella's All Around the Yard, our podcast to help you be successful in the garden. We have I'm going to call it a special podcast today. This is our kickoff to our Mother's Day series weeks that we've got coming up. So everything on our social media, a lot of things in our podcast are going to be related to Mother's Day. And I am sitting across the table from my beautiful wife and mother of 3 children. She even dressed up for the radio with her nice floral shirt. So my wife, Christine Frisella. Babe, say hello.
Hello, how are we?
Pull the mic a little closer to you.
Oh, okay, I'm a newbie.
So if you listen to and I say this every show, I think, if you listen to the radio show where my father and I and my cousin Tommy, we would all talk about family and making memories in the yard. This is going to be kind of a different spin on it. Where my wife might not be the most garden-ish person.
That is putting it lightly.
Where we're going to come at today is, eating healthy, eating fresh food. Really nutrition is something that's really big in our family. We are very health conscious. We're very conscious about the foods that we're putting into our body. We're not going to try to keep this from being too much of a nutritional show, but yet there's a lot of tie-in when it comes to gardening. And one of the things that Christine and I get kind of a kick out the most of is our boys that love one of the boys like to be in the dirt. But specifically our oldest, Luca, he loves, walk in the door. You go outside? You don't work outside? You don't work outside? It kind of breaks my heart to say, no, not tonight, gonna go, but maybe the next couple of days we'll be outside. And it's one of his favorite things to do those. I remember I came home the other day and I said, hey, got something. And I hold up a bunch of pack of seeds and he's watching TV, standing too close to the TV.
Always.
And he kind of drops the control, looks, squints, gets a little closer, gets a big smile on his face. Are we gonna plant the garden? And so, what I'm trying to say is where I was going with this is my father would always talk about making memories in the garden with the family. And I remember the story I've told a million times, sitting on the old orange tiller that my dad would use to till the garden. And now it's kind of reminiscent or nostalgic that I get to do it with my boys. And we could have got the garden. He said, can I use a tiller? And it's kind of like, I remember saying the same things when I was a kid. And that's a really huge concept right now. I guess with all things marketing, you see a lot of the movies that are out now. You see a lot of the video games. You see a lot of the playing cards. There's a lot of nostalgia that is coming back, and it's really a big point now, especially with the world of COVID, with everybody stuck at home with their kids. So, babe, I want to tell everybody about that.
Oh, gosh. Being trapped inside with my 3 children, it was quite the experience. That is for sure.
But outside is where you try to. Well, not me, you try to always get them to go, at least for a little bit of time in the day.
Oh, 100%. That was our only escape of the day, is to just go play outside. Obviously, it was a little harder in the winter months, considering in 2020 I had a newborn. So that was always an adventure. But yeah, I mean, anytime the boys can be outside, they want to be outside, which is awesome.
And a couple of things that when we're planting the garden, I know you always ask, well, what are you going to plant? And I don't know. I'm going to go to the garden center. I'm going to see what I can find, what looks good. And, but a couple of things that I know I always try to do is we've got 5 wood planters outside the kitchen. And, can't believe they're still standing, but I'm not a carpenter by any stretch of the imagination. But they're there and they're working. They're serving their purpose. But I know, depending on the year, if I get overzealous, they get a little overgrown.
No.
And then when the last year though, I tried something different, where I tried to actually do something more visually appealing besides just being productive. Fruit bearing or bearing of fruit or vegetables and all that kind of stuff, tomatoes and green beans and all that kind of stuff. We had a lot of green beans last year.
Oh my gosh, so many.
But they were good.
They were, yeah.
They're better. I mean, there's always something better about fresh tasting, something that you grew yourself. And I know because when the blackberries are coming on, we have a little blackberry patch, and I will kind of a little warning here. Make sure you have room for them because those things spread. They're already spreading all into my woods and everything else. And I've only had them for 2 years. Now, I know my wife doesn't know much about that, but I'm like, oh my gosh, where are these things coming from? But the boys love, they pull their shirt out and then they,
As
stay in
a
their
makeshift bucket.
stay in their shirt. But they love to go out and just they feel so proud. Look at all the blackberries. Look at everything we got. And they're like eating them out. We just eat them right off the bush, which I know makes you cringe because did a bird poop on that?
No, for me, it's the bugs. I'm just not a bug person.
It's protein. They crunch. You don't know if it's a seed or a bug.
Goodness.
But last year what I did was I did a few different things, and I don't remember what I planted. I'll be very honest with you. It's a vine that is native here. It comes in a seed form, but it grew up and kind of overtook some of the cherry tomatoes that we had. But the really cool thing about it, because you post on your Instagram just endlessly about all the hummingbirds, and it was like clockwork, which was really cool. And I'm not at home like you, like you're seeing all the stuff on a day that you watch the deer, the certain come in at a certain time.
Oh, yeah.
You watch the groundhogs go out at a certain time, which are gone.
Well, with our 3 children, I never leave the kitchen. They are always eating. And so, yeah, you put those wildflowers out there right outside the kitchen window, and it just attracted so many hummingbirds, so many butterflies. It was insane. So I would just be at the kitchen window and I would look out and there would be like 20 butterflies just hanging out. And it was honestly like the best thing ever.
So did you like that better than just having the fruit? Or not the fruit, but the vegetables out there?
Oh, I mean, I like both. But having the wildflowers out there was just like an added bonus because, yeah, I mean, I can't escape the kitchen. Anytime we're home, we're in the kitchen. They're always eating. So having the wildflowers out there and attracting all those hummingbirds and butterflies was
And this
awesome.
year, in that same place, because that center planter is centered right on the kitchen sink windows.
Right.
And so this year, we're going to try all wildflowers. We're going to try to keep everything under 24 inches, though.
They did get a little wild. I mean, I know wildflowers are supposed to get wild, but they were unruly.
Couldn't see past them.
Correct.
So let's spin this towards health and nutrition, and having our own garden.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's fair to say in the past 12 to 18 months, we really, I know you've kind of, I'm not gonna say off the deep end, but you really, you kind of overtook me as far as watching what we're eating and what we're bringing to the house. So I guess, does having our own garden, I guess, and we're really just having this conversation for the first time doing this. So is there anything that you find beneficial or calming about growing it in our own house? Or what do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
I love it now. If you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago what I thought about having a garden, I would have said, I don't think we really need one. How annoying. It's something you have to keep up with. I just wasn't about it. I'm not the most outdoor person. Obviously, you know that. I'm also not that great with plants. That is obviously your area of expertise. But the more we started digging into health and nutrition, the more we started learning about how eating organic is so much better for you, the more I came to enjoy having our own garden, not only for ourselves and for what we eat, but to teach that to our children because I want them to have that knowledge for themselves.
And so there's always work with a garden, but you don't like the bugs.
If I had to choose, I just don't prefer the bugs, but I understand it comes with the territory.
What do you think? I guess when our boys get a little bit older, or maybe even now, what do you think the best part of? Because a lot of people they think of production out of getting produce out of their garden, and they think about the work, but they don't think about all the kind of things that we started off with how the boys might interact and might remember it, and I guess what kind of impact do you think it's going to have on them as they get older?
I mean, I think they'll definitely have great memories from it. It's something that we all get into and talk about, and it's something we watch every day. They're always looking out the window to see how the garden's doing, always checking on it when they go outside to play. It's
Oh,
always,
the
yeah,
leaves are coming out of the dirt.
it's always going to be a big part of them. I think it'll always have just a lasting impact on them and how they grow up and how they see food, how they appreciate food, how they appreciate the work you're putting into the gardens and what you get out of it. And it's always just going to be something that they'll have with them. And then, hopefully they'll take that into and carry that to, oh God, I don't want to say the word grandchild. Let's not even say it, but you know where I'm going.
So, what would you have me doing differently, or if anything at all, with the way it looks? I guess with the garden, because right now we have there's cedar boxes, and we have. You can't say fix the screened-in porch room because that's not to do with the gardening yet. But we have a nice flagstone patio. There's the containers out there. There's container plantings. There's those kind of things, or there's growing herbs in containers besides just having them in the garden. To add a little bit of, I don't know, maybe you haven't thought about this much. I don't know, but would you? And you can't say add furniture because we know we need to add furniture to the patio also. Talking plants and pots here.
Okay, fine.
Is there anything you would want to see added to there, out there? Would it be any color even if it's aside from gardening the landscape that we currently have because we added more plants this past year? What would you want to see differently? Or what would you want more of?
On the patio, I've already thought about this. On the patio, I want more planters because I want more color, I want more flowers, and I want the, and I don't know the names, I'm really bad, but the greenery that starts to grow over and hang over.
Yeah, so it cascades over the
planter.
Exactly.
Yes.
On the sides.
I definitely want more of that along the patio. I never thought about a little herb garden, but actually now that you mentioned that, why don't you go ahead and put that together for me? Because that would be really nice too.
Pinch off your basil.
Exactly.
Would you use it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I know.
For sure. I mean, we add seasoning to all of our food all the time. Why not?
See, I come home and it's just, hey, how was your day? Hey, the kids need to eat. The kids need to go to bed. And hey, I'm going to bed too.
Basically.
See, we're talking more now than we ever have. We should do this more often. So I guess last year we had some pretty interesting tomatoes. I can't remember the name of them all.
They were purple.
Well, they were like a metallic red purple color to them. But it's slipping my name what they are. They were a cherry. They were a cherry tomato, but they were a little larger than the normal cherry tomato you're thinking of. And it's not that bright red cherry tomato look that you're thinking of. It was like a metallic purple color, but they were fantastic. And everyone's like, "Oh, are you gonna eat that?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I'm gonna eat it." And I ate it. They're delicious. They had such great flavor to them.
They were very interesting looking. And I remember when you picked them, I actually held one up and I was like, "Is this what it's supposed to look like?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure. It's such and such." I can't remember the name now either. But yeah, they were delicious.
On top of that, and just so everybody knows, Proven Winners is really pushing a lot on their seed line. Proven Winners is one that everybody knows for a lot of the shrubs, a lot of the new improved shrubs that are either going to be more dwarf or better blooming, longer lasting blooming, better just all around performance. But they also gotten a lot more into the seeds last year because more people got into gardening last year than any one year because of the situation and the trend now with gardening. And I'm trying to separate gardening and landscaping because I consider them two different things. But the trend for homeowners gardening now is exponentially higher, and they see that the trend is going to continue to increase greatly through this year, and that trend is going to keep on going. Whether it falls off, it's still going to be increasing, but because of how much people are home last year and the amount of people are still going to be home this year because the work-life switch with the offices and everything else. So a lot of good things coming for gardening industry. So anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Gut health. Eat healthy. Organic.
Eat healthy. Eat organic. It's good for your immune system.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is we just want to have a mom on the show today. This is the first time we've ever done it. A couple of things that we do want to bring up for you is we are running several deals on Mother's Day. So check out Frisella Nursery. You can check us out at Frisella Nursery on Instagram and Facebook. You can check out our website. We're going to have a Momosa bar and a photo booth, special giveaways. Be sure that you follow us at Frisella Nursery and take a look at the different things we got going on. We've got some things we are planning, some last minute things that are going to be a lot of fun. So if you are going to come here on Mother's Day, there's going to be some great little walk-arounds and some things that you can participate in that will generate potentially some prizes and those kind of things. So definitely check out what we've got going on. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of people here on Mother's Day. I unfortunately won't be here Mother's Day weekend. I will be here the weekend before. I will be here most of the week before. But I'll be doing the Tough Mudder on Saturday, and then I will be doing I will be with my wife and more likely mother-in-law on Mother's Day itself. So check us out. Feel free to engage with us, ask any questions. We're here to help you. Reach us it's help at FrisellaNursery.com or podcast at FrisellaNursery.com for any questions that you have. You can also follow Christine
on Instagram. I'm Christine Frisella.
She's got a lot of fashion. She has some different rants on this she gets into. She's a lot with health and wellness. She's definitely in all that. And so she's definitely, and if you like to see a lot of cute kids, you can see my three constantly
there's a lot of that
on her page as well. So appreciate all your ears. I hope that this was a little bit different, a little entertaining, a little spin on things. And always looking for feedback. Share, subscribe, and we appreciate your ears and talk to you next week.